What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. I've got a bit of a different video today. First and foremost, I'm going to give a real brief club tour. We're going to get into a squad battles game and then I've got some stuff to talk about, and then we're going to hit up rewards late at night. So the rewards typically don't come out till Friday on video, but tonight we're going to be putting them out on Thursday because I need to get my team prepared for the weekend league. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to sell. I'm literally down to the bare bones, guys. I'm not going to lie. I've got 610,000. If you want to see how I went from what I had at the end of the last video to this, you're going to have to go and watch the stream because I didn't record any of it. But as you can see, we've gone down from 4,400 players to 3,600 players. So 800 players were sold. Consumables have been sold. The lot's gone. In terms of the squad, we talked in the last episode about what we're going to do by way of team, whether or not we want to keep Pogba or get rid of Pogba and go for Ruud Gullit. Basically, the options for this weekend league, and it will be heavily determined by what we pack in the rewards on this video. Option number one is we'll buy Marcel Desailly. We're close to him. He's 800,000. We've got 610. We get 100k from rewards. That puts us to 710. 100k pack and 100k pack and inform pack will be enough to get us up to the point where after selling Alba we'll have enough. So no matter what, even if we get the worst rewards, I've already got enough. I've generated enough revenue to pick up Marcel Desailly. But that does mean that we're going for Fabra in defence instead of Jordi Alba. This was recommended to me by the stream. He's actually got a great card. With a shadow, he becomes a 90 rated left back. He does have high-low work rates, which might prove to be a problem, but I'm willing to give it a shot. So in game, it will look like. Hold on, let me show you what it will look like in game. The reason why I got attribute cards on as well was just looking at things, some in-game stats as well. So in game, it will look like this, right? So Alessandrini and Henry up front, Costa in at cam, Matthias and Pogba outside midfielders, Matuidi, CDM, Desailly and Rijkaard at centre back, Fabra, Valencia and Farman in goal. So that will be what it looks like if we get sensational rewards. You know, if we pack a Son. In fact, if we pack a Son, Alessandrini becomes a super sub and Son just sits straight up into the team, right? Son will become one of the players. I don't know how I'll do that for chemistry. Excuse me. Whew. It might either Henry or Son will have to be on 7 chemistry at that point, or Rui Costa will have to be on 7 chemistry. I don't mind that too much, to be honest. But yeah, if we get Eriksen, Lukaku, or Mane, I will be selling Rijkaard, I will be selling Pogba, and I will be purchasing this as the team. Bailly will be starting on 10 chemistry. Everybody in the team will start on 10 chemistry. But yeah, this will be the team. We'll buy Gullit, we'll buy Bailly, we'll buy Desailly as well. Desailly is coming no matter what. And then if we get an insane player, we get. Actually, I could probably get Gullit. No, we're about 100k short. So yeah, I could sell Rijkaard for 700k. And I could sell Pogba for 450. That puts me at 1.15. So I would need like 100k or so extra to buy Eric Bailly at 40k or so, and then to buy Ruud Gullit at like the 1.1, 1.2 that he's at. Yeah, so I need about 1 to 200 extra k from rewards. So I would need to pack one of the big 5 to be able to pick up Gullit and Bailly instead of Rijkaard and Pogba. And then if I do have like the most insane rewards and pack obviously an epic player, then happy days. We'll be able to keep Rijkaard and buy Gullit, which would be ideal. It means I'd have to sell Pogba. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Let me switch this team around again. Man, the switching around is a little bit annoying, isn't it? For this game, have I still got Jonathan Vieira? So Jonathan Vieira can go up into there. Petit can stay on the bench. I'm going to get rid of these guys for now. But no matter what, guys, tomorrow, video, Desailly comes in, and that's that. How's the fitness for these boys? It's not the greatest. Let's apply some contracts and some fitness cards. I've sold all of my shiny, I've sold all of my shiny golds. I will sell those regular golds as well. I was talking to the stream again. I was saying, like, how often do they sell? How do they sell? And a guy said like he lists 100 at a time, and maybe 5 to 10 will sell. And it doesn't necessarily seem worth it, but I think it will be worth it, because if I can eventually sell all 200 over time, it's just another set of coins that's sitting there doing not a lot, you know. So I'd be happy with that. Let's put a contract on him. I'll put a I'll put a squad fitness card on. We've got 200 individual fitness cards anyway, so it's not a problem. I think I've got about 8 or 9, 9 squad fitness cards as well. So I've almost got enough fitness for the whole weekend league. Oh, excuse me again. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been up for ages. I've been up doing bits, guys. Been all about the houses today. And I'm yawning like I've been up for about either a million years or 5 minutes. We get a mixed contracts pack, always nice. Cheers, EA. You're so kind, so kind. So what are the other daily objectives? Seasons, 3 for the Bundesliga, buy a stadium from the training ground, perform a lay or free kick. Okay, just perform a lay or free. I haven't done any of these. I've done some of these. Buy 4 midfielders, assist 5 goals with through balls with Spanish players. Who have I got the Spanish? You might think, oh, Vieira. But I'm going to go into squad battles. I am good for top 100. Even if I only get 10,000 points from these 4 games, that'll put me to 44k, 44,400, which is enough to put me up to about 62nd. If I can get 11,000 points, which I would hope to be able to get close to, that'll put me to obviously 45,400, which whacks me all the way up to about 18th. So we're pushing for a good top 20 spot, but just top 50 would be ideal this week after a week where I didn't think I was necessarily going to play squad battles. Where the hell is my little thingamabobby that goes on my finger? Otherwise I can't play FIFA. Seriously, where the hell is it? God damn. I've lost it, boys. I've lost it. No. Oh, this is going to be a horrendous weekend league without my little finger sleeve. Anyway, so what am I talking about today? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why am I showing you guys squad battle gameplay? The reason why I'm showing squad battles gameplay today is because I want to talk about something that I don't owe anybody an explanation for. In fact, some people don't deserve this discussion, but I know a lot of people that are just generally intrigued and don't understand would want to know the answers to this and would want to hear this side of things. And it's to do with YouTubers' relationships with EA, more specifically my own, and what comes of that. And the reason why that I've decided to talk about this today is because there is a thread on Reddit that is titled, "We need help from big YouTubers or social media guys to raise awareness of the current state of the game." And as you would expect, some of the comments are, in favour of the YouTubers, and a lot of the comments are people slating the YouTubers. For example, we get Romanista, don't count on Nick28T to help us. He's always sucking EA's balls. Big YouTubers won't do a single thing to go up against EA. EA have them in their pockets. YouTubers and streamers are in the same position as EA. They earn money from this game, so why change anything? And it goes on. It goes on. And I want to give you kind of... this is going to be mumbled and won't be... probably won't be in like chronological order, or it won't be in just general order of how things do go. But hopefully you can put the pieces together of how I'm going to be saying this and understand where I'm coming from. Let's go, Paul. Let's go, Paul. Go on, lad. So, first and foremost, I want to address the issue of YouTubers are scared to talk out about EA because they've got them in their pockets for events, or they pay them and stuff. EA have never paid me a penny. I actually think it's illegal for companies in general to pay content creators, whether it be reviewers or anything like that. I believe it's illegal for them to pay them for good, positive reviews or for their silence, right? So on the notion that we won't say anything because we're being paid or we're in EA's pockets. First of all, and again, this is specific to me personally. I'm in absolutely nobody's pocket. In fact, I couldn't be more out of EA's pocket if I tried. Because of obviously what happened for me with the court case earlier on this year, because of coins during the years of FIFA 12 all the way up to FIFA 15. EA don't work with me. I don't get sent care packages or shirts. I don't get sent games or gaming consoles. I don't get invited to events. About the maximum I have is I have a couple of dudes that are really, really good dudes in the FIFA company within EA Sports, a couple of dudes that I actually have a good relationship with, that I can go to with any big concerns. For example, the squad battles concerns that I've had. I spoke to you guys in a previous video. There was a glitch the first couple of days of FIFA 18 that I knew was an issue, and it would have been huge for the game. And I took that to EA, and they fixed it without anybody knowing. Nobody figured out this glitch. Well, a couple of people did, which is how I heard about it. But I didn't make it public. I didn't take it to Twitter or anything, because by doing that, it would have just caused an issue for the game. So what I did instead is I made a video showing how it's done, how to replicate it. I sent that to EA, and by the next day, they had fixed it. Because it was an issue that was obviously a problem. Now, I didn't take this to EA because I'm in EA's pocket or anything like that. I took this to EA because it was an issue. It needed fixing. It would have been game-breaking for a lot of people. For everyone, actually. It would have been game-breaking for the viewers, but it also would have been game-breaking for EA. It would have cost them a lot of revenue, millions, most likely. And I took that to EA because it was the right thing to do. Not because I'm in their pocket or anything, but because I have a voice, I do have a contact there. I didn't do that thinking, okay, I'm going to get taken to the next event now because of that, because likelihood is I probably won't. The likelihood is I probably won't ever. You know, I've got a big mouth. I'm very open, very vocal, very controversial, and I don't necessarily like just conforming to what people think that you should do because you are who you are. And I mean that in the sense of you know, I'm not going to just be nice just in case I piss EA off. I'm not going to just be nice just in case I don't get taken to events. You know what I mean? I'm not going to ignore fundamental issues, in my opinion, with the game just in case EA don't like that and decide not to work with me. That's not who I am. That's not how I've ever been. That's not what I would ever do. And you know, so in the sense of being in EA's pocket, you know, I can't speak for other YouTubers. I can only, you know, speak on what I know on face value, which is what a lot of you guys have to take as well. But I'm definitely not in EA's pocket. And what I want for this game is the best. I want the best for this game. And the way to get the best for this game isn't always, but is sometimes, isn't always, just going vocal and going public, like sprouting out about it. That doesn't necessarily fix anything ever, really. You know, sometimes it's more tactful, and one of the biggest issues is communication. So when there is an issue in this game and people want answers and you want communication from that, we don't always get that communication. And for example, you could have your favourite YouTuber currently say, ooh, yes, 2-0. You could have your favourite YouTuber currently say Bateson. Bateson has a good relationship, a working relationship with EA, a relationship that I don't have. And you might go to Bateson and like show your frustrations to him at the game. You might say, Bateson, I hate this, I hate that, I hate this, I hate that. And you don't hear anything back. Bateson doesn't say anything to you. He doesn't say that he's taken your concerns to EA. He doesn't say that EA have listened if he has taken your concerns to EA. He doesn't say anything. So your opinion at that point is that he doesn't care. He's just ignored you. He's ignoring the issue. Why would he even go to EA? He's in EA's pocket, right? Like, you know, this is your mentality. Like, there's no reason to believe otherwise, because it's the general consensus that YouTubers are in EA's pocket. So if there's an issue with this game, he's not going to take it to EA because he doesn't care. Why not on Legacy Defending? Because he doesn't care. But the truth of the matter might be that Bateson has gone to EA. But taking an issue to EA might prove fruitless for a number of reasons. Number one, it might just not be a priority on their list to fix. And so, you know, something like, don't tell me you guess that, something like the low driven shot in squad battles, sometimes skying over where it doesn't register the second button press, that might be something that EA are aware of. And a YouTuber has taken that to EA, and EA have got video evidence and know of the issue, but it's something that, as of, you know, when we spoke about before, EA don't want to spend the resources on fixing something that is broken for the smallest number of people in the game. It's just not an efficient business practice, and that's nothing to do with EA at all. That's more to do with just business in general. The problem here isn't the fact that your concerns haven't been listened to, or that your concerns haven't been taken to somewhere where they're actually, you know, where, like, to the hands that you want them in. The problem is that you just don't know that they have, and I understand that that's frustrating. Because I'm in the same boat as you, because I don't have an inline with EA, because I don't have a relationship with EA that allows me to be in the know or learn things or understand things that the general population don't know. I'm in the same boat as you. So with regards to the kickoff glitch or the kickoff issue, the fact that kickoffs are so broken, and in fact next time we get a kickoff in this game I'll show you exactly why. Because of the fact that these are a problem, I don't know if this is being looked into, as much as you don't know if this is being looked into. And I'm not making a fuss about it, because me getting up in arms isn't going to change anything, because I just know too well that there will be no communication from EA, even if I did do something. And if I did make a video shouting to the rooftops about how bad EA are and how that this is broken and that's broken and the other thing's broken and how they're not fixing it and they're not communicating with us, if I did do all of that, it wouldn't achieve anything, because it's been done before. So the best method is to try and continually press by the correct channels, by saying things in a video like this, Okay, so there's a kickoff issue, and I'll show you the kickoff issue right now. I don't know how can I pause it? If you look at the minimap right now, right, and take a screenshot right now of the minimap when it shows up. They're going to kick off before it shows up, aren't they? God damn it. How can I show the I wish I could show you the minimap here, because it's important. Let me see if we can do it from an instant replay. Hold it. Yeah, we can. Perfect. So this is when it gets kicked off. Let me change cameras here. I'm going to show you the problem with the kickoff. If I can get the right camera. Might have to get one where I control it and just zoom it out. Hold on. Because I need like a bird's eye view. Right. So, I can't look any further out. That's really frustrating. The problem here is, guys, I kind of talked about it on stream as well. The problem here is, let's look at just this image straight away. Look at Paul Pogba in the middle of the screen, and look at my other midfielder. I don't know who that is, just to the right of him, maybe Alessandrini. Alessandrini is running to the ball carrier. Paul Pogba is running inside. Look at my right back. He's in line with the ball carrier. He's not looking anywhere. You can see Frank Rijkaard in the midfielder next to him, which I assume is Matuidi. They're both running inwards. Absolutely everybody is running towards the screen now, towards me, on the ball, towards the ball. Look at this guy's. It's the AI, right? So it doesn't matter. I'll be able to stop it. But look at the guy on the centre circle. He's running forwards, and look at the guy in the far left. He's going to be in so much space because my whole team is moving towards the ball, and they're narrow. Look how narrow my team is. If you look at the grass like slats of how it goes dark and light, I've got my first player is on the fourth slat. So it's a dark slat on the end line. It's then a light slat, a dark slat, and a light slat. And my first player is on the fourth slat on the inside of it. And then my last player is on the fourth slat on the inside coming in the other way. So my team, that's how narrow my team is. My team is, what's that? 1, 2, 3. My team is 4 slats wide. My team is only just wider in general than the whole centre circle. It's just wider. But when we look at my opponent's team, they've got 2 guys all the way out there on the far right-hand sides. And they've got 2 guys all the way out there on the left-hand side. And this is the problem with kickoff. Because as soon as they get that ball to the left side or the right side, look at the channel that they've got to run into. So if this number 10 passes it up to the guy who's standing by the Twitch sign, I don't know if you can see that because my face cam might be there. Let me move it a little bit like that. So see that guy there by the Twitch sign, the left-hand side guy? As soon as his ball gets passed into that path, all of my attackers are running inwards. And so now I've got a 1-on-1 situation or a 2-on-1 situation with my left back. So we've got these two attackers here, or these 2 players here, spread super wide, and I've got my left back to cover that. So immediately from kickoff, I'm in a bad position. I'm just, from the game, I'm just put in a bad position. And a good way to counter this would just to be spread my team out a little bit. That's it. Make my right back stand in the right back slot and make my left back stand in the left back slot. Make my 2 centre backs push out a bit, drop the DM in a bit, and make the other midfielders kind of spread out a little bit. Spread my team out equally to this. will stop a lot more kickoffs like that. Now, there might be a very good reason why it's not spread out, because spreading those players out might cause another issue where you can then just sprint down the middle and you can't change quick enough to counter that. But this is why there are so many goals from kickoff, because the team that kicks off, no matter how you're set up, will have an absolute perfect spread of players across the whole front. And then the team that isn't kicking off will be narrow as hell, no matter the formation and no matter the team width. Changing your team, you probably just think, just put your team width to 100, they'll spread out a bit more. No, doesn't make any difference. From kickoff, they're all bunched up into this tiny little spot within a 4 slat distance, and it offers the opposition a great counter immediately. And then it comes down to, once they get into that attacking instance now, 2 things have happened. Number one, their team is running forwards against your team that's running backwards. So if they wise enough to recognise, they have the advantage, because your team now has to turn around and run backwards to track the runners. And in the meanwhile, you've got a 2-on-1 scenario down whichever side they passed it down, from the wingers versus the fullback. So as soon as they kick off and make that correct pass, they are immediately in a situation where they are on a counter-attack. And that you shouldn't be on a counter-attack, on a favourable counter-attack from kickoff. It just shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be how this game is played. But it's how this game's played. And look at, I don't know if I can show this. Look at his runner. Look at the guy at the top of the screen. Look at where I've got 4 dudes on the ball carrier. 2 dudes that aren't even, they're standing still. Alessandrini is standing still and Rui Costa is standing still. So I've got, is there another guy there? Yeah, so I've got Henry, Matuidi and Pogba all chasing the ball carrier. I don't know why. Even if I'm manually pressed and second man pressed, that's only 2 players. I can only personally, manually, physically drag 2 players towards the ball. Yet a 3rd player is going towards the ball. I've got a 4th player standing still doing nothing and a 5th player standing still doing nothing. So that's now half my outfield players are taken out of consideration. And then when we look at the problems again, problem number 1 is that my right back is isolated, and if this left back also went up, which when you're playing against a human, it will go up. That left back, you can manually trigger the run, you could do 1-2 or something, but you can have both of those players up the field, and now my right back's exposed, or my left back's exposed for the same reason, because he's just got no one to help cover him. So in online play, this is a problem. This is the biggest problem anyway, because look at the number 7 here. He's going to pass this ball into the attacker that he's looking at. I don't know if you can see, because my face cam, like this guy that he's looking at right here, not the number 10, the guy that's just in front, the ball's going to get passed to him. Online, you've now got a huge issue, because this guy that's a left mid running forwards, he's in. He's clean through on goal. Because the AI is stupid, it won't happen. Even on Legendary, the AI is not going to do that. Look, he's clean, right there, he was clean through. He was, I don't even care if I concede, it's worth it for the video. This guy is clean through right here. Right here, that pass is made online. People online recognise that pass. And so now I've conceded online, or at least given up an incredible opportunity online, because my team has decided to stay super, super narrow. That's not my fault, and that's not good enough. For some reason, it doesn't play the pass. I'm in a bad spot here anyway. I might concede off of this because he can actually just run into the gap and have a shot. But again, because it's the AI, it's probably unlikely that it will happen. It did happen. He hit the post and scored the rebound. Brilliant. I legit conceded that, not necessarily because it was kickoff. I conceded that because I was pausing it and stuff. And hey, I'm sacrificing top 100 points for the sake of the video. What it goes back to, though, talking about YouTubers' relationship with EA, is that nobody, it's of my opinion and it's of my personal experience that nobody's in EA's pocket. But the problem is that making yourself heard doesn't do anything, because if it's not in EA's best financial interests, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna make a difference. They're not gonna change it. And I say that in the sense that of the business of EA's financial interests. I know that there are people that work on this game. And this is where the distinction does need to be made. There are people that work on this game, that love this game, and get paid a fixed fee, a wage, no matter how much or little the game makes. And they want the best for this game. The team that actually develops the game, they want the best for the game. But their hands are often tied by the guys above, the legal team, the HR team, the PR team, the money guys, like they are often have their hands tied. It's likely that EA know about the low-driven issue in squad battles, and they've taken their report up to the guys that are issuing the yeses or nos, and the guys that are issuing the yeses or nos have probably asked the question, will fixing this like bring us more money, or will not fixing this lose us more money? And the answer is probably not. It probably won't lose us money if we don't fix this. So why would they then spend the time and resources to fix it? And again, I said it last time, and people still disagreed with me, even though it is just business practice, just general business practice. Businesses in general won't fix things that don't lose them money, or that aren't like, you know, illegal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, again, taking us back to like John Lewis floor. If the shop floor's got a hole in it, it is their liability to fix that shop floor, because a customer could trip and fall and hurt themselves. They are required by law to fix that floor. But if there's a light out in John Lewis, they're not going to be like, yo, let's fix this light ASAP. Why? A customer's not coming in because the light's not working? Well, no, they're still coming in. Then why are we fixing this ASAP? Why not fix it when we do the general light sweep? And you can attribute that to the new version of the game. Why would EA fix this issue right now, when by fixing it, not only will it not bring them in more money, but by not fixing it, it won't cost them money, when instead of spending time and resources on this game, fixing the, finding the issue first of all, then fixing the issue, then putting the issue through testing and making sure that it doesn't affect any other areas of the game. And why would they put all that time, all that money and all that manpower into fixing that one little issue when they can just have it on the priorities list to be fixed in the next game? And there are certain issues that require fixing immediately because they impact a big portion of the game, and they do affect revenue, and they do affect the player base. It's not always about money. Sometimes it's about the player base. You know, sometimes it affects such a large portion of the player base that even if it doesn't bring in extra revenue by fixing it, and it wouldn't cost extra revenue by not fixing it, there are still times where it's like, hey, this needs to be fixed because this isn't with the general understanding of how the game should be working according to them, right? Oof, nearly hit that in. I do need that 5th goal. But in terms of YouTubers, you know, the idea that YouTubers are too scared to say anything in case EA don't work with them anymore, it is a situation, it's such an illogical way of thinking for a few reasons. But number one is that EA, as much as YouTubers need EA, and I will stand there and I say, we need EA. You know, my life, although EA don't pay me directly, although EA have never paid me anything, and although I could still make a living on YouTube and on social media without FIFA and without EA, what I do make a living on is FIFA, and it is through EA. You know what I mean? I make a living because of ads, because I post FIFA and I have a large audience that like to watch me play FIFA. That's how I make revenue. So I need EA in that sense. But EA needs the absolute free publication of YouTubers. They need all of that exposure for free. Otherwise, it would cost them millions and millions to generate the same sort of exposure. You know, to pay for a million hits, like a million views, a million imprints, it would cost them a lot of money. But when a YouTuber uploads a video that gets a million views, it costs them no money. Right, so although I'm not saying that EA need YouTubers in the same way that YouTubers don't need EA, the world will still go around one way or the other, it is a favourable relationship for both parties. And that is why that there is no one person in one's pocket or another person in another pocket, because both parties gain mutual benefits just because. You know what I mean? Without saying or needing anything, both parties gain mutual benefits. Come on, let's get this 5th goal. There we go. So no YouTubers in EA's pockets, and it's in EA's best interest to keep YouTubers happy, because if like with Star Wars Battlefront, if every YouTuber went out of their way to make a scene, it would be disastrous for FIFA. If every YouTuber turned on their console one day or turned on their camera one day and uploaded the videos to YouTube saying, guys, do not play FIFA anymore, we're going to spend a week playing Pro Evo, it would have massive implications on EA Sports. It would. It wouldn't have implications to the point where the company would go bust or too much would change in general, but it would have massive implications because we we are the eyes and ears for a large portion of this user base. But with that being said, the number of people that watch YouTubers or that are on social media with regards to FIFA is a very small number of people that actually play FIFA, right? So in that sense, even YouTubers saying, let's all boycott FIFA, that wouldn't cause enough of an issue, in my opinion, where EA would be like, damn, let's do something here. Because, as I say, not enough people play or watch social media that play the game in the first place for us to have that sort of impact. But on top of that, that's twice right cards hit the post. On top of that, if I say to the 120,000 people that watch this video, guys, don't play FIFA next week, how many do you think will actually not play FIFA next week? Probably 5% of them might not play FIFA. So if you want to have EA listen, it has to be because of the general population of FIFA that have an issue, which is why the Star Wars Battlefront thing was so huge. It's because so many people took issue with what was happening in Star Wars. The general population took issue. But with FIFA, it is the minority of the population that take issue. And that is one of the biggest problems. That being said, though, I feel like EA should communicate more. With bugs and issues, with patch notes and patches in general, with the general state of the game, I wish EA would communicate with us more. And they don't communicate. But everyone creating a fuss isn't going to change that. It's not going to make them communicate with us more. One last thing I want to point out, because we're getting towards the end of the game, this video has already been super long, and it might not contain rewards now. It might, I don't know. One last thing I just want to point out is that people that I see on Reddit and on Twitter and on forums and stuff are like, oh, I can't believe YouTubers don't speak out about this issue. But if I don't agree with what you take as an issue, I'm not going to fight in your corner. You know what I mean? Like there is so much wrong with this game. There are so many issues and so many glitches in this game, so many bugs in this game. But there is also so much that can be avoided by the user by doing simple things. And there's also so many difference of opinions that when you turn around and say, oh my god, I think that A, B, and C is wrong with the game, and YouTuber Y won't stand up for what I believe in, maybe they just don't believe in what you believe in. Maybe they take issue with points D, E, and F, and they've gone to YouTube and said, hey, D, E, and F is wrong. This guy talking about A, B, and C, I don't agree with him. I don't agree that what he's saying is an issue is an issue. So, I see comments all the time of people saying, like, oh, they're so scared to speak out because EA will stop taking them to events and yada, 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 and this and that. Actually, maybe I just don't agree with what you think is wrong. People that are like, oh, tell EA to take out handicap. I don't believe handicap's in the game. Why would I go to EA and try and fight for a cause that I don't believe in? You know what I mean? You gotta be reasonable with the changes and the differences that you should get. And I personally believe that it is very reasonable. I'm still going to get a lot of points here. 2,600 points. That's not bad at all. I think it's very reasonable to expect consistency within gameplay. And I think it's very reasonable to expect transparency and communication from EA with regards to issues in the game. I think that's reasonable. I think that's fair for us as consumers to expect that from the company that makes our game, to give that to us. And we don't get that. What I don't think is reasonable is I don't think it's reasonable for EA to fix every tiny little bug every time anyone has the smallest issue, because it's not cost efficient, it's not time efficient, and it won't change the general game landscape. And that somebody said in one of the comments, let me find the comment because I think it's an important comment. I can't find the comment now, but somebody basically talked about the fact that it's what you like. If a tiny portion of people have an issue with the game, maybe that's not like a general issue, but the hardcore user base have found it. But what you've got to remember is that every game has issues. COD has issues. Battlefield has issues. Minecraft has bugs and glitches and issues. Every game has issues, and every game company continually works to improve those issues. With FIFA titles and sports titles in general, they are 1 year cycles. So it's almost always more kind of poignant to fix it next year than it is to fix it this year. If it was a 2-year cycle, or like Call of Duty is a 3-year cycle, it's probably more efficient to fix it as soon as possible, because you want your users to play this game for 3 consecutive years before the next title is released. Or, if not 3 consecutive years, with the way COD works, is because they have 3 developers, they have 3 teams working on 3 iterations of the game. You have a development team that builds a game. Let me show the squad real quick so you can, whilst I'm talking about this. You have a development team that builds the game, and then you have an entirely separate development team building next year's game, right? So you now have this development team that might have 6 months or 9 months or 12 months to work on the immediate issues within the game to make it perfect. But with FIFA, you have one development team that releases yearly titles. So when there's an issue, it's not always in the best interest of the player base or of the customer or of the company to fix the issue immediately. Sometimes it's just in everybody's best interest to say, let's just fix this next year, because they're already working on FIFA 19. I guarantee you that. So you're going to have to take resources away from people working on FIFA 19 to fix some minor things in FIFA 18 that everyone's up in arms about. Like some of the biggest problems are that the exploit was with squad battles. They patched it, but they didn't communicate with us. And I agree. I would expect communication. We're in the first qualifying month. Looks at all the cheats on PlayStation since last week on Xbox. Do we hear a word? And again, this is an issue with communication. Current Team of the Week packs are bugged. Instead of hero cards, you receive gold cards. No, sorry, we'll work on it 4 hours later. Well, this was fixed almost immediately. It was within 30 or 40 minutes that they had fixed that issue. So there was an issue that affected a grand scale of people. They fixed it, and I'm absolutely certain that those that got gold cards in their Team of the Week packs instead of the hero cards or other informs, I'm almost certain that they will just get reissued the rewards. So they'll actually benefit rather than be at a detriment. But once again, the issue here is no communication. The communication on their main Twitter account, nope, some will dev accounts most of the community don't even know about. We're 2 years into Champs and I still don't know how skill points and matchmaking work. And again, all of these issues that you guys are taking with EA are about communication. We don't hear enough from EA, and I can get behind that. But when people come at me or come at other YouTubers, oh my god, I can't believe you haven't exposed EA for the squad battles, low driven shot not working. What's the point? Me making a video, it's already on EA's radar. It's likely already on EA's radar that this is an issue. But what's the point? They're not going to fix it. I could make 100 videos a day and it wouldn't get fixed. They wouldn't say anything. They wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't get changed till next year because it doesn't benefit them, like I say, to take people working on FIFA 19 to come back and fix that bug. It just doesn't benefit them. It's just not an efficient way to run your game. But with that being said, as I mentioned, in terms of YouTubers' relationship with EA, I don't care if EA don't like me. I don't care if what I say pisses off EA. But I'm not going to blindly follow your cause just because you hate EA for one reason and I've got issues with EA for another reason. I'm not then going to say, okay, let me jump on board with whatever your issue is, because if I don't believe in your issue, then I'm not going to go to EA and say, hey, this is an issue. So, you know what I mean? It's not so simple as EA own YouTubers, YouTubers won't say anything bad, so the community is screwed. It's so much more in depth than that. It's so much more detailed than that. And as I said to you, when there is an issue in this game that I feel like is breaking the game, I will take it to EA. And somebody in that Reddit thread said that I will only go to EA with issues that affect me personally. That's just not true. As I said, with the issue right at the start of the game, that didn't affect me at all, not in the slightest. That would have affected you guys more than it would have affected me, more than it did affect me. And I still went to EA and got that issue fixed. But just because I didn't speak about it doesn't mean that I didn't go and do my best for the community. I want the best out of this game. I think this game can go far for long. I think EA can improve this game above and beyond to levels that we never expected when FIFA Ultimate Team first came on the scene. I think that we can absolutely get more out of this game. But, as I said, I'm not going to start fighting causes that I don't believe in just to show the community that I'm not in EA's pocket. That's not a good way to go about things, and that will only end up breaking down communications between you and I, and between myself and EA, and between you and EA. And that's not what anybody wants. So you got what Teeb said on Reddit a few weeks ago, and you've got to stand by this, is that EA are looking for actionable feedback. Show them the issue, and take to them the issue and say, hey, this is the problem and this is why, this is how you repeat it, and they'll take that seriously. And I wonder if this video of me actually showing why we concede so many kickoff goals because of the way the teams line up from kickoff, I wonder if this is good enough for them to say, wow, that's actually an issue that we hadn't recognised that, we hadn't spotted that. Let's just adjust the start positions of the players on the defensive side on the field. It might fix it. But this is where I say to you guys, there is an issue. Let's say EA do see what I've done here. And instead of it starting everyone in a nice little compact space, they pull the fullbacks out, they pull the centre-backs out, they drop one of the centre-mids in a little bit deeper and spread the other two centre-mids out a little bit and then keep the three attackers on the centre circle. What if by doing that, one of the old glitches comes back? Remember the FIFA 11 KSI kickoff glitch where you passed it back, did a run, and then did a chip through over the top, chip through ball over the top, and it landed at your feet of the striker 9 times out of 10? What if that comes back because of changing the way that people are? This is a very tricky game to get right because it's based on a real-life sport, but it has an infinite number of variables and decisions made by the human and by the AI on a second-to-second basis. So you're never going to get everything right, and specifically not all of the time. But there are certainly certain things wrong with this game that people speak out about, YouTubers and otherwise. But again, just to reiterate, it's not always in anyone's best interest to just go gung-ho and, you know, slay EA and start talking crap and making videos calling them out on things that, like, we can't really change in that sense. Hopefully, guys, that you got a bit more of an understanding out of this from where I am in this and where you are in this. But if we want EA to listen to us, we don't need to make threads calling out YouTubers. We don't need to make threads calling out EA. We need to get conclusive, actionable evidence of the issues within the game, show the issue, show how to use it or how to counter it, show how to repeat it, and put that in a video and say, hey, this is an issue that we have. What do you say? And they might turn around and say nothing, which again would be typical EA, and that's where I take issue with EA, and the fact that them saying nothing is always one of the biggest problems, because we don't know if they're doing anything about an issue or not, because they haven't told us. They haven't told us anything at all. So how can we possibly know? How can you expect your user base, your fan base, to not be agitated when you can't even say, hey dudes, we know about the squad battles issue, we're looking into it, we'll get back to you? How hard would that have been? But it goes off in a prong, right? Because number one, half the issue is that we don't get communication, but part of that issue is also the fact that by fixing what we've got a problem with, it might cause more issues in the game. They have to go through a rigorous testing period, testing process, and it might just be more beneficial to fix it in the next iteration of the game. But to go on the other prong, they might be told by legal or by HR or by PR or by their boss or their boss's boss, don't tell them anything. So their hands are tied. So teams might be sitting there, or Corey might be sitting there, or Rob Hodgson might be sitting there, or anyone that works in Dunans and Dragons might be sitting there saying, damn, I really want to tell them this, but his boss is saying, don't tell them that. I'm telling you not to tell them that. Now, is he going to jeopardize his job to let Reddit know that they know about the issue and they're working on it? Of course he's not. I want more communication from EA. I want more understanding of the game. I think this game in its current state is not acceptable as a competitive game. There is far too much RNG, there is far too much AI interference, and the skill gap is not nearly as big as it should be for what is considered a competitive esport. But I don't think fighting the wrong way is the right way to get the answers that we need. We need to come together as a community and put questions to them with video evidence to get things like bugs and glitches and stuff sorted. But in terms of certain things, this is turning out to be a really, really long video. In terms of certain things, it's hard to give actionable feedback. Like one of the comments on this Reddit thread, which I thoroughly agree with, is we're 2 years into Foot Champs and we still don't know how skill points and matchmaking work. How is that acceptable? That's not a bug or a glitch. That's just EA staying quiet. And again, when I try and play devil's advocate, it might be a scenario where by telling us how skill points and matchmaking works, it would actually be detrimental to the community. It might be a case where if we can already manipulate match results, because by playing just home games alone, like top players, they don't play against each other. So already they're manipulating matchmaking. Is the Foot Champions channel back yet? They've taken the Foot Champions channel off. I was talking about this before. Like the guy who finished 40 out of 40 on PlayStation this week, or one of the guys that finished 40 out of 40, didn't play a single player that got more than 30 wins this week. It might be a case where if they told us how skill points work and if they told us how matchmaking works, it would actually have a detrimental effect to Foot Champions. And I don't necessarily think that that's okay, or that that's the right way to go about it, because if it's broken already and telling us something else will make it even more broken, the answer is to fix the issue, right? But again, it might be a case where they either don't know how to fix it, can't fix it, don't have the resources or the time to fix it, or are looking to fix it for next year's game. But I do think it's embarrassing that we don't know how our own matchmaking works, our own matchmaking system works in this game, you know, a year and a bit on in a competitive game mode. It is embarrassing. What I would expect from the company is for them to say we're working on a way to explain how skill points and matchmaking are work within this game without exposing inner workings of the game that could potentially break the game. That in itself would be so much and would mean so much to our community for EA to say, hey, we know you want to know how it works. We're trying to figure out a way to tell you how it works without exposing fundamental things within the game that would actually break the game. Why don't they say that? Who knows? Who knows why they don't say that? If that's the case, you know, it might be a case of they're just like, screw it, we don't want to tell them. I don't know, you know, and that's what I mean, I don't know. And that's the biggest problem, is that we don't know. We don't have the communication from EA about almost anything. More to the sense, and again, of things that personally frustrate me, that might not frustrate you. And this is, again, is where, like, you might not even agree with the things that I want to know more about, but I want to know more about the inner workings of players. We've only just got attributes details in the game. We're still missing traits and specialities. And something that's interesting, and I did this. This is something that I can tell you again that I've messaged EA about, and I'm waiting to hear back on. Right. I messaged one of the guys that I've got a good relationship with in EA, you know, and not a good relationship in it. He doesn't send me things or anything. Like we just talk. We just have an actual. Both of us have a love for FIFA, and we just talk. I don't control him. He doesn't control me. He doesn't silence me or anything. I took one of the issues to him, and the issue was. Let me try and find it. I can't find the issue now. The issue basically is that in game, if you look at Thierry Henry in game, he will have certain traits and specialities. EA have their own player database, right? EA Sports Player Database. This video, I'm definitely not opening rewards this video now, unfortunately, guys, because it's taken far too long. EA have their own database that's like Foothead or Footwiz. You can type in a player. Let's type in Henry. So we type in Thierry Henry. We can look at Thierry Henry here, and it's the 90 rated Henry. And it tells me his stats, it tells me his traits, his characteristics, and his specialities. Now, first of all, I would like to see that on this screen, right? I'd like to attribute details, traits, and specialities. Boom, you can see it here. It says that he tries to be defensive line, finesse shot, flair, speed dribbler, chip shot, dribbler, acrobat, clinical finisher, complete forward, and poacher. One of the issues that we have, let me go into Team of the Week challenge so that we can actually have a look at this here. One of the issues that I personally have, edit lineup, what have I got this wrong? Oh, Rui Costa's injured. Good job, I've got 1 billion healing cards. One of the issues that I have with this, and that I have raised as awareness to the guy that I talked to in EA, and he has taken it to the relevant people that will know the answers, is that what EA say on their own website is not even in line with what the game shows in the game. I didn't even have to go into the game. I could have done it through team management there, I think. We'll wait for the game to load though. This is going to be like an hour-long video. Rewards will be tomorrow now, guys. I apologise if you were expecting rewards today. The rewards will be tomorrow. When we get into the game here, when I look at Thierry Henry, we'll take a look at a few of them. It says his specialities: poacher, acrobat, clinical finisher. His traits: finesse shot, flair, and chip shot. on EA's actual website, and in fact, let me show you. Let me take my camera down there. This is EA's actual website. Look at what that says there. Specialities, dribbler, acrobat. Does it focus? There you go. Dribbler, acrobat, clinical finisher, complete forward, poacher. And for traits, can't really see those as well. It says tries to beat defensive line. I don't think it's going to focus on those. But you can see there's 5 there anyway, right? 5 there and 5 in specialities. And this is for Thierry Henry. Let me just scroll up so you can see that this is indeed for Thierry Henry. There you go. It's for the 90 rated Thierry Henry, the card that I'm using, right? So one of the problems here is the fact that in game, what you're seeing on the game screen, it says he has 3 specialities and 3 traits. But on their own website, it says he has 5 specialities and 5 traits. So I want to know, which one's right? Does he have these or does he have these? Because it's important when designing your team and building your team and putting together everything and considering whether or not you're going to spend FIFA points or anything. It's important to know everything. It's important to know the ins and outs. So not only for me is this an issue where we don't know which one's which, I also hate the fact that we don't know what they actually mean. Traits, finesse shot. Okay, so he's got the finesse shot trait. What does that mean? Does that mean he's more effective in finesse shots? Or does that mean that he'll hit a natural shot as if it were a finesse shot? Does it mean his finesse shots are more effective inside the box or outside the box? Does it mean that even if he has low curve that he'll still hit good finesse shots? And because finesse is, finesse, it's the finesse, it's the curve. Curve's important in finesse shot. What does it mean? What do we get out of that? Clinical finisher. What does that mean? What does it mean? And I hate the fact that not only do we not know what these mean, we don't know what these mean. Finishing is the stat used when shooting inside the box. Long shots is the stat used when shooting outside the box. How different in-game actually is 91 finishing compared to 81 finishing? Give me a graphical representation of the difference between these stats so that I can actually understand what I'm buying when I'm buying it. I don't understand why EA aren't transparent with this. Maybe it's just lack of manpower to explain all the ins and outs of the game. Maybe, again, if they did show us the details of this game to this degree, it would be exploited to a way that would actually be detrimental to the game. But tell us something. Tell us that. Tell us, hey guys, we know you want to know what this, and this means. But if we did tell you this, it would cause huge issues for the game that we're currently working on fixing. So when we can give you the information, we will give you the information. That would be good enough. It wouldn't be what we want, but it would be good enough. Anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the video for now. You cost me a goal on squad battles, so well done. But as I said, I wanted to talk today just about the fact that YouTubers aren't necessarily in EA's pocket. It's got to be the right fight for the right reason. We're not just going to go to EA or expose EA every single day of the year for things that we already know that they're working on, or we don't have an answer for, or they didn't answer us for, etc., etc. I'm very excited to read the comment section of this video today. Rewards will be tomorrow. We're going to be picking up Desai tomorrow, maybe Rudolit. I'm very excited. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.